Hello everybody, Ghostblade1062 here with another rolling stock review. Today we will be looking at a HO scale Piko Classic Line tank car in the commemorative Piko 2025 scheme. This is their annual tank car that they release. And now let's move forward onto the unboxing. Alright, taking a look at the box, we have our clear plastic front window. That gives us our first look at the car itself, with the Piko logo in the top right and the classic branding in the bottom center. On the underside, we have our age restriction warning, telling us this car is not meant for anyone under the age of 14. And then on the back of the box, we have some information about Piko as a manufacturer, including their product lines, as well as their contact information. And then both on the left and right sides of the box, we have some product information. Starting at the top here, we have the product barcode, followed by the product item number, this being 95755. It is a tank car in the 2025 scheme. The road name being for the Deutsche Bahn. It is an Era 6 car, meaning 2007 to present. And it is road number 007-2025-8. And taking the car out, we do have the usual Piko advertisement booklet included in the box, and I've gone over that enough times now that I'm sure you're all sick of seeing it. So let's just move on to taking the car out of the box. Now it's sitting in this two-piece plastic cradle, which is taped shut on either side. And it is also sitting in some softer plastic to help preserve the paint. And here we have the car. So now we can move on to the detailed overview of the video. Alright, taking a closer look at the car itself. Starting on the rear end of the car, we have our buffer beam here with a walkway across the top of it, and we have our molded on plastic handrail with a molded on brake wheel here. Right here, molded in between the buffers, we have our area where the coupling chains would connect. And leading up towards the top of the car, we have a ladder for the roof walkway. Now, looking at the side of the car, we can see our steps going up to the walkway here. And we have this information board on the side, which can be seen on a lot of tank cars. So it is road name for the Deutsche Bahn. And here we also have our capacity information, as well as our road number, as well as along the frame we have again the road number, as well as length information and other such labels. We also have the Piko logo right on the side here, with the stylized logo and 2025 year underlined in this rainbow. taking a look at the trucks, they have some basic detailing for the suspension and brakes, though nothing super detailed. In all honesty, I'm kind of disappointed, as the classic line is supposed to be Piko's highly detailed line, but I find that the expert line, which is their mid-tier, is actually far better detailed in my experience. On the head end of the car, we again have our buffer beam with the area for the coupling hooks here in the center. And again, on the other side, we have our information board and the detailing on the frame. On the top, we have our filling hatch, as well as a relief valve with a separately fitted walkway that doesn't really have any detailing to it. It's just plain plastic across the top, though it does have some supports on the other side going up to the handrail. Looking at the underside of the car, we first of all can see that the couplers are in NEM shafts, which will make for easy removal of the factory Piko couplers in the next section of the video. And we also, on the underside here, have our connectors for hoses to empty the car here on either side, as well as we have our brake line detailing, as well as our air reservoir in the bottom center here. That being said, that pretty much covers all the detailing of this car. And next, we will move on to the rip track segment of the video. Time for the rip track segment of the video. Here, we will be doing 3 things. First, we are going to verify the wheel gauge of the axles of the car with the NMRA standards gauge. After that, we will be swapping the couplers over to KD number 18s. And finally, we will be verifying our coupler height. So, starting at the head end of the car, the first axle is in gauge, as is the second axle. Then for the rear truck, axle 1 is in gauge, and so is axle 2. Now, to remove the couplers, it is actually really simple. They are just clipped into the NEM sockets. I like to use a pair of pliers to help push them in just enough that it loosens the hooks on the back end of the socket. And now I can just pop in the new couplers. Just like that. All in all, super easy to change out the couplers. And now all that's left is to make sure that they are at the proper height. Starting with the rear end of the car. Our rear coupler is at proper height. But the front coupler is actually sitting a touch low, but nothing that can't be fixed with a little bit of adjustment. That being said, next we will take the car over to the track to run as a part of a freight train. Alright everybody, this concludes my review of the Piko Classic Line 2025 annual tank car. All in all, by ways of running, the car is great. It's running super smoothly. No issues with coupling on the KD couplers. The only downside is that rear coupler is sitting a bit low, but that is something that can be adjusted. I am, however, disappointed in the lack of detail on this car, given that it's Piko's classic line, which is supposed to be their super highly detailed line. That being really the only downside of this car. Now, I am, just for awareness, I'm going to point this out, I am filming this video a couple of weeks in advance, so there will be content coming out where you will see this car running at the Fremo event in Big Valley that's coming up August 14th to the 17th. So the review will be coming out a few weeks after this event. That being said, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like or a comment and subscribe for more model railroad content. Have a great day, everybody.